Okay, I'm live. Hello, everyone. It is January 1st, 2025. And I know I said that I was going to wait a couple of months before I was going to get in front of the camera again. But I just felt like I should get on and say Happy New Year. I don't want to start losing people because, they're expecting to see a face to speak to them. And as I've said, I have not been feeling well. Happy New Year, everyone. I don't even know if anybody's going to show up. This is one of the new features that's supposed to be available to small channels. I am a small channel. I am not, well known. Numbers don't necessarily equate to people that are really engaging or watching you all the time. It's like Facebook, right? Someone may have 300 friends, right? So they say, but they're actually don't know the person. They are an acquaintance. They are a casual person, casually stopping by to see what's going on. I want to say welcome to the chat. Okay. I haven't done it this way on my phone for quite some time. Let's see if I can help with the lighting a little bit. There's another light there. I was just going to be spontaneous. Okay, so one of the features that's supposed to be available to the smaller channels now, if you've already been approved, I believe, for community posts, there are other features that are opening up, such as vertical live streaming, which when I first started, I did it in landscape mode, if you remember. My very first live was landscape mode, and I was able to go way, way close up to read the comments from people. I'm just thinking how blurry my eyes are here. I don't have a lot of lights. All the lights I have are on. All of the extra lights I had that were string lights around here have blown out. As I've mentioned recently, my energy shoots off more and more as we get to the end of the year. My mind is always, I guess, generating energy. I'm always thinking about things. I'm not always in my head, but I have a lot of thoughts going on, really. No one really to talk to. I'm a lot of times in my head. So, yeah, and I made a video about that. Okay, the end of the year, it's a wonderful time. Choose the dark moon and choose your intention for the coming year as best you can, because there are things that are preordained to happen in our lives. As much as people try to say it isn't, in my experience, there are things that are. And these are stepping stones to introduce us to new ideas. I've got my Astarte necklace on. I don't know who's going to show up today on January 1st. I don't know what people are doing. Maybe someone will show up, maybe not. There's supposed to be an available feature like jewels. If you know what jewels are, I guess it's something they have over on TikTok. There's also supposed to be a feature available to me, I guess, if I let people know on my regular lives, like if I'm on my computer and I'm doing landscape mode. Super chats, people can make a donation on my live, even though I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. If they, I guess, help me with the algorithm by either sharing or liking or subscribing. I don't remember because I didn't write it down. But they're supposed to be long form shorts that you can make for 2 minutes and 59 seconds that will go into your shorts. So I made a couple. 2 minutes, 58 seconds, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 59 seconds. They're still showing up in my long form regular video category section. They are not showing up in my shorts. So that could be because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. But if I can find a way to monetize, even though I'm under 1,000 subscribers, right, where people can donate immediately, to be quite honest with you, right? I am the author of a wonderful book. It represents pretty much my life's work in coming to understand what is reality. Did you ever hear Robin Williams make a quote? It was on an album, and I saw it many years ago. He had a comedy album. It said reality. Wow, what a concept. He nailed it. I don't think he really knew exactly how close he was. Now, he was a very, I think, very deeply insecure, confused guy, and this is why he was trying to figure out, what is reality, and why do I constantly feel this way? When I made my video about, hold on, let's see if I can get, where do I go for the chats? I lost you. Oh, what the heck? I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to find the place to see where people are chatting. Community moderation, chat filter, text messages. Let me see if I can type hello. All messages. Okay, they're all messages. I don't want that. Okay. I should be able to see if somebody's going to... Is somebody here? Oh my gosh, I think somebody's here. I think you might be waving to me. K-I-T. Hello. Hello. Type something else. Type hello. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. In talking about reality, okay, and our perception of reality. Oh, thank you so much. Yahoo! That's the attitude. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I don't know if you're a subscriber, but that might help me reach 1,000. What I did today, just to talk chit-chat, I colored my hair. There's a new way of doing it that I discovered where if you put your developer on first in the tough spots and leave it on for 25 minutes, then your color will stick better and last longer. My timer wasn't working. Google didn't set the timer. And I don't know what, I probably didn't put enough. But, it's okay. It looks pretty good. And then I went to Hindu temple. Hindu temple had, the priest had said, this is a very auspicious time because Vishnu, which represents Jupiter is in Taurus right now. Jupiter entered Taurus in May and is going to be there for about a year. Jupiter expands anything it touches. So first of all, it's touching Taurus. It's in Taurus. That's considered feminine. This relates to Lakshmi. So he kept doing rituals for Vishnu and Lakshmi. And I'm thinking, well, that's Jupiter and Venus, right? We've got Jupiter in Taurus right now. So I would encourage you to pay attention to what's happening in your life, as I've recently had a financial blessing in a funny way. Once again, a series of unfortunate events But I, didn't get frightened or worried about it. And it worked out for me in a matter of days. And I've been able to get through the holidays and pay off some bills. Thank you, Jupiter. But the priest said, Vishnu makes you wait. Jupiter makes you wait. You have to put forth effort. If you're trying and you're doing everything you're supposed to do and you're putting forth effort to maintain whatever it is you have to maintain. And then you might get to the point where it's like, I can't do this anymore, right? Come on, please. I need some luck. And I made a video about a couple things that I had been doing, and that was calling out for some lucky break. And then I listened to Gaga's song called A Happy Mistake, and I sang it with her. And I reviewed a video on sound. It's very powerful. The English language is the lowest vibing language there is, so you should sing when you're claiming whatever it is that you need or you want. Now, I also went to temple. I'm on the right path for me. And I was talking to the priest as I was putting my coat on, and I said, yeah, I just need more money. I was there in the temple, and it's almost like Vishnu heard me. And it's like, okay, time to give a lucky break, time to give a release. And I've said before, it's like they wait till the last minute. It seems like spirits really want us to have faith. And faith is evidence of having what you need without any real knowledge of how that could come or how you might do it. Yeah. Glad you know what I'm talking about. And, there's the school of thought where if you can't perceive of something happening, say you can't perceive of getting $5,000, then you might want to say to yourself, I am working towards the ways, the means, the actions that I need to take that could bring about this blessing worth $5,000. I didn't have to do anything to get the financial blessing I got, guys. And this is why I have said many times, stop getting attached to how it's going to come. We get so stuck on having the money. I've had gifts given to me. The truck was given to me. My Camry was hit, but now I have the truck. And I listened to my intuition over the summer. You better keep more, you got to stop just buying one thing, When it's gone, it's gone. So I kept the 2 cars. And now for winter, which is great, I have the truck. But that was money that I did not have to earn. I didn't know how I was going to earn it. I didn't have enough money to be buying lottery tickets to try to win that amount of money. So you have to believe it's going to come in any way that's positive, right? And that's the clause. When I first stepped on this path 25 years ago studying Wicca, the clause you need to have at the end of your spells is this happens in a positive way. This can come in many different ways, but it comes in a positive way. It's good for all concerned. And nobody was hurt. I wasn't in the car. The people who hit me were in a much bigger vehicle and they weren't hurt at all. So, it was time, I guess, for them to have a little bit of a financial ding in their life. And, that goes along with, I think, sometimes we have to have a habit of giving. I don't have much to give, but sometimes I'll take what I don't need anymore and give it to Goodwill. I'll stop by once a month and give things to Goodwill. It's a good habit to get into. Paying it forward, right? So I've been reviewing karma and our perspective on life, our point of view, and I've been listening to Bashar. Please don't look at my messy desk. I don't know if you've seen it, but I did buy myself a new bed. I should say a bed frame. That just made a world of difference. I got my bed up off the floor. And then the other day I went and bought myself a desk, which I haven't really had for over I'd say 4 years. So that's going to be put together. I'll have shelves and a place to put one of those canvas cube things that I can put some file folders in that's easily accessible. And more workspace to actually be able to spread out and write instead of the dining room table, because that's depressing. So now the point of view and reality. Okay, my ebook has series of sets of scripts, little scripts, positive affirmations for claiming what it is that you need in your life. Trying to read this. I met you through a video, and when you, hold on, probably need glasses. Oh, black salt. Yeah, that's one of my most popular videos. You know, it's interesting. And you can share if you've made it, if you've used it, and what happened. I've mentioned that so many of us are just jammed into buildings with lots of apartments, like sardines in a can. It is not the way human beings were really supposed to be living, and the walls are not insulated. Believe it or not, I wasn't sure if I'd ever find an apartment that had insulated walls. I found out about a month or two after I moved in here that the reason I don't hear as much is that we have insulated walls. I said, get out. You're kidding. They said no. I said, well, then I'm happy to pay a little bit more for this tiny space with all the amenities that we have. So that's a question you can ask when you go out to look for another apartment. Do you have insulated walls? There are companies that do make apartments with insulated walls, thicker walls, right? Something like that. They're not soundproof. But so, you know, there's just managers that aren't good. They don't monitor, they don't regulate. The neighbors that are very inconsiderate. Some people are just plain loud. It's their nature, right? For whatever reason. And they're not being managed by people that really want to deal with that. So yeah, it's a difficult situation. Sometimes you're able to influence the situation to get better. And there's different ways that you might have to use the black salt. You might have to work in your apartment so that there's no cameras that see what you're doing. You got to be careful nowadays. So yeah, I've been on a detox now for 2.5 weeks. I don't know if you can see any difference. I'm not wearing my black dress, but my abdomen has gotten flatter to my surprise. I've only been exercising a couple days a week. I've just been drinking water. Lots and lots of water, and by that I mean 48 to 96 ounces a day. The doctor told me make it a gallon. I haven't made it yet. So along with the detox at the end of the year, meditating on the dark moon, setting your intention, and then releasing it, you can gather more energy on a dark moon, okay? So that's one way to work magically. Make sure you are stating that what you need and what you want comes in. I'm open and positive for it to come in any way that it can, and in a positive way, with good to all concerned. There are countless stories, and I read one in a book many years ago before I signed up to study hypnotherapy, about a man who wanted $10,000, and he kept doing what he had heard at a workshop. I'm going to the bank. I have $10,000. I'm depositing the check. And he kept visualizing that for several minutes every single day. What ended up happening was he was Well, a family member got very, very sick and needed money for the hospital, surgery, or whatever. And he had to sell one of his properties before he wanted to. Very nice thing for him to do. But he said, had I waited until it was a seller's market, I would have gotten my price instead of losing money on the sale. So you have to put the caveat. This comes in a way that is at the right time for me to profit an extra $10,000, not just get $10,000. So that would have been a more positive way. But life is just about learning, guys. We are creatures who learn by making mistakes. And it is when we acknowledge that we can actually learn and continue to grow. So in watching these videos on Bashar, he's been reiterating how we create our own reality. It's not just about claiming what you need. If you're constantly putting out fires, and your life is not really getting easier, your problems are not fewer and farther apart, then maybe you need to examine how it is that you are thinking about yourself and your life. Am I worthy? Can I stay peaceful and calm no matter what's happening out there or with this insane customer? Can I keep my reality in check? It all comes down to self-esteem. I think over the years, if I have learned one thing, it's that self-esteem is almost like what you would call magic. Thanks for the little, oh, there's a little happy face or something. Thank you. Yeah, bubbles, balloons. That'd be great. You should make a podcast. It's interesting to listen to you. Fantastic. I have been affirming that I attract people who want to hear this message and that no other eyes will come, right? What did I say, like worthy eyes or true eyes, with interested in the subject. This is what I am about. Once I learn to get a hold on my thoughts and understand thoughts are energy, thoughts are things, and thoughts are what really create our life, because our life is in our head. Our reality is in our head. This is our world. And if we're living a world of constant struggle and problems, and we're still being stressed out and we're still being worried, or whatever else is happening, right, in our life, then maybe we need to start a detox. But also, what if we stepped out of that reality and completely changed the way we think about ourselves? I am lucky. I am safe. I am worthy. I have good health. And I'm getting better every day. Now, this is not something that sticks right away. As we get older, it can take probably 60 days or more for it to finally become second nature. And you would develop what's basically called a relaxation habit. Oh, more bubbles. Yay. Thank you. And by learning how many problems, how many upsets, how many ailments, how many headaches, or whatever it is that's happening in our life that's been occurring because of our thoughts and our behaviors. I had adopted some of the behaviors of my mother when I was younger, and I was losing friends, and people were telling me things about my behavior. And I'm sure my mother had been told things too, but she was really stuck in a very, very deep-seated, insecure personality. However, when she started playing a record, I was in high school. She put on a mindful meditation record, and she was listening to it every day, feeding her positive ideas about herself. Whew, imagine that. What's that like? It was actually working. This is neuroplasticity. She came, after about 2 weeks, came to the bathroom and said, she just looked like a different person, kind of, you know what I mean? She said, "Are you about ready to go?" And I said, "Yeah, you're so calm." "I am." "You're different." "I am." "Yeah." "What have you been doing?" "I've been listening to this record, of positive affirmations, mindful meditation." I said, "Oh, I heard that. I heard that." I think that was a moment for me where I realized that the way we feel has to do with the way we think. And she began to really understand that. But I said, "Well, this is wonderful. This is amazing." She said, "Yeah, but it's unfamiliar. I'm not used to this." I said, "Well, if you don't need to take your Valium or whatever," I said, "keep doing it. It will become familiar. You'll get used to it." She said something about being in control. She wasn't in control. She just went back to having the nervous habit and the deep-seated insecurities. She got something out of constantly complaining. She was perennially the victim and very negative and very dependent. She was a dependent wife. She did work part-time, and eventually she began to realize that if she didn't start working more and earn Social Security credits, she wasn't going to have anything in her old age. Because my father was self-employed and he really wasn't putting into his self-employment. So she went off on her own and she began to struggle and live, but she developed self-reliance. Now that's a good thing, but she never continued to address how she was thinking about herself. She was always deeply, deeply nervous and insecure, afraid of everything and everybody. And it's not like, you're worried about something where you're going to get mugged, so buy some pepper spray or be more aware and alert. It just had to do really with even paranoia about people that were going to sabotage her at work. Now, there were some other things that occurred as well that were the telltale sign of her really not ever enjoying being an independent, productive person in society. She still wanted really to be taken care of. Believe it or not, if someone will stick to the affirmations for self-esteem and then switch to self-confidence, it has to be every day. You can rewrite the script that's been playing in your mind for all those years. I saw it happen to my mom in just a couple short weeks. She was changing before my eyes. And there's really no benefit to remaining insecure and, being a chronic complainer, because she lost counselors hand over fist. She never really had true friends. The only person that stuck around was an enabler. She was a nurse. And that was the story of her life. So they just have to go from person to person to person who doesn't really know them, and when they get drained from all of it, they drop her. So this is what happens when we choose to have a victim mentality. This becomes the reality. And there were some moments of lucidity where she realized our thoughts are creating our reality. And when she had a negative thought, she'd say, "Cancel." "Oh, what's that, Mom?" "Well, I'm canceling a negative thought." "Okay." What I have found to be more effective is to actually set some time aside, lay down, do some breath work, calm yourself down to a meditative state, get yourself in the proper frame of mind. And then you can start allowing the information to be fed to you through a tape or a video, or speak to yourself, or read from this book like I have, the words for creating a relaxation habit for self-esteem. And the next day you can switch it to something else. And then the next day you switch it to self-confidence. But it has to be a daily thing. Hearts, thank you. I totally agree. There is nothing better than having a positive attitude. Absolutely. And, that comes with gratitude goes along with that as well. An attitude of gratitude. I'm grateful. I'm thankful for everything I have. And I really was going around here reminding myself of that before I got my financial blessing. But then I also did kind of yell to the universe, okay, I'm hanging on by my fingernails. Release it to me now, please. I need a break. I need a break. Winter break is coming and I do not want to be stressed out again. So I've had to make some lifestyle choices, to change and lower my expenses a little bit every month. But now Bashar, who is channeled by Daryl Anka, I believe is his name, he's trying to share with everyone we create a reality. And he's very patient. He will expand on the idea until they finally get back to the simple truth. Choose your reality. And whatever happened, it's really just an opportunity for growth, for learning. It's not necessarily your fault. You think you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe it was preordained. Maybe, it was another thing that had to happen for you to realize this does not define me. And this is how I work on feeling younger and thinking younger. I also apply myself. I walk a mile or two a day. When I work, I do a lot of walking and I climb stairs. I have, a skincare regimen, and I exercise once or twice a week on top of what I've been doing when I'm working. And I've been relatively successful in improving my health as time goes on. And I'm learning now more and more that I just need to eat less and I need to drink more water. So, and I love food. I'm a Cancer, so I love food. And it's hard to be home and not just, find something to eat. But being around children also has really helped me feel younger, think younger, and kind of allow me to bring the kid out inside of me. And that's another important part. Getting in touch with our inner child, being playful when and where it's appropriate and not inappropriate, not crazy, not stupid, doing things like playing with my makeup today. I played with my makeup the other day and I put on red and white candy cane eyeliner and I made a post on my community post. And that lifted my spirits. There are supposed to be some big changes happening with me this year, personally. So I, would be somewhat surprised. However, I think I'm being led to get healthier and healthier by resetting my body through this detox. The more I drink water and the more I eat just basically soup and crackers, and well, this morning I had scrambled eggs with tuna on top, and just eat small portions, that the healthier and healthier I'm going to get. I know I'm on the right spiritual path with going to Hindu temple. And when you do that, when you find your path, things can actually happen easier for you. That goes along with your life path number. That is another thing that I would like to really speak about and expand on. Bashar doesn't. He focuses more on creating your reality and how important it is to understand you must find something to be joyful about. You must find something that is going to be some fun, some inspiration, some creativity, and also forgetting what happened to you in the past. Really living in the moment and not hanging on to things that happened to you that actually weren't that bad. Now, some things we have to remember or we're doomed to repeat them. But you know what I mean? You have to just realize, do I need to keep thinking about that thing that happened? Do I need to keep worrying or getting angry about what that person did to me? Because actually, it just tells where their head was at. Right? You've heard that expression. Think about where they're coming from. Can't think of what the other expression is, but so if you want to share, I can't see your name. It starts with a K. What you did today, if you did anything, if you just bummed around the house in your pajamas, and if you are a subscriber, and what other videos you've watched. The idea of making black salt goes along with thought energy, attaching thought energy to a physical item and then putting it out into the world. And this goes along with the reason why I don't do what's called curses, because first of all, you need to know that it is really and truly justified. And if you don't know that, I still wouldn't venture really into that area, because there can be an aspect of yourself that has not been grappled with, and it's just going to come back, it's just going to show you exactly what it is that you think of yourself and your reality in your head. So, some things that seem like they shouldn't have happened, they were not something that you really wanted to have come into your life, but we sometimes have to realize it was just meant to come into our life. Well, I thank you so much. If you have a question, I could answer it now before I get off, since I spent time doing my makeup. Yes, the bad things, you do tend to come back. Yes, well, they say the universe is a mirror. My very first book of shadows, which I have up here, it's very big. It's basically a binder of all of the, in the beginning, it's the rules of the universe, the laws of the universe. Too many videos on YouTube show people how to do things, and they don't know the laws of the universe. The universe is like a mirror. For whatever reason, we're in a place where things will just bounce back to us because it's a reflection of our thoughts, of ourself. Oh, I've been hurt and I want revenge. Whatever happens, hopefully you will learn from that. I follow a magician, Clifford Hartley Lowe, and he had mentioned one time that he had done a curse, and he doesn't really do them anymore because it came back to bite him quite viciously. So Bindings are not a curse, guys. That's protection. Putting your thoughts on salt to influence someone to either be quiet or stop fighting or maybe even move away. That might not necessarily solve your problem, right? I don't know what you did with the black salt, but then you also have to do a follow-up working that somebody good and considerate moves in place of those people into that apartment. That's the thing. A lot of inconsiderate people. We do have good management over here. There's more than one. So, one manager is probably going to be seriously overworked in my experience when they got a whole bunch of apartments. There's 3 managers over here. So one of them will handle an issue. There really hasn't been any here yet. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's Super Bowl day, isn't it? I believe it's Super Bowl day. Football. Nobody is having a loud drunken party. Yay! Yeah, where I was before, I was paying way too much money for walls that were paper thin. No carpet. We have carpet here, so I don't hear people walking around in their high heel shoes. Oh, we have after hours security. So I can call and they will come and knock on the door. It's a tiny place, but it's got a lot of benefits for me right now. So I don't know if you want to share what you've done with your black salt, but that is absolutely an example of how our thoughts are energy and we can attach it to anything. Oh, before we go, I was remembering yesterday, years ago, when I was single and struggling a lot, I had a bill I had to pay, and I did not want to pay it. The check got lost in the mail. That's what made me think, I think this is because I didn't want to pay that bill. I try to attract for, looks like good things to me. My eyes are getting blurry. I try to attract good things to me. Yeah. Yoda says, no try, do. So you'd say, I attract positive people. I attract good friends. I got so sick and tired of attracting people that were seriously unbalanced and really couldn't, be a good friend to me, that I started claiming that I was going to attract healthy people, healthy females that weren't going to pull on me and lean on me, that were going to really be good, helpful friends that could reciprocate, right? And I attracted 2 of them. One in particular I've been acquainted with for now, I think 9 years. And she has money, but she doesn't just, throw it at me when I'm having problems. Now, when she sees I'm having a serious issue, she just hands me money. And in that way, I've been able to cremate my familiar and recently pay for a storage room as I was transitioning here. So, yeah, that's the only thing that I would add, is to simply claim exactly what it is that you want, that you already have it. I have good things happen to me. Everything works out for me. Everything turns out good for me. And one thing my spirit guide told me many years ago, and I was really going through it, everything is okay. It's when I first learned how to channel, and I said, what? What are you talking about? Everything's a mess. And I had to sit with myself and think, okay, you know, you've already been through mindful meditation and several other things. Consider what he's telling you. Claim it. Everything is okay. So I hope you don't mind me interjecting or adding that just to clean up your affirmations there. And if you ever have any more questions, just remember it's supposed to be worded in present tense and completely positive. So that's what it means to have faith, that you have what it is even without evidence of it. You don't even have to believe that it's going to happen. Or how can that be, right? Because eventually your mind is going to give in and say, okay, she's not giving up. This is what she wants. Thank you so much for stopping by. When my eyes get clearer, I will review your name and look forward to seeing you in my future lives. And we'll see if this shows up in the shorts or over in my regular video category. I do want to do more lives. And on my Chromebook, because I got this microphone. So I'll figure out how to use that and get back on to interact with people, because we're social creatures. And as cathartic as it is to just sit in front of a camera and talk, it's really much more beneficial this way. Thank you so much for coming. Unless you have another question or comment for me about how you've used black salt, I will end this live stream for now. Thanks. You're very welcome. Thank you for the bubbles, the smiley faces, the hearts. That's great. And I'll definitely be continuing this conversation one way or another till the day I die, because we all need to get a handle on a reality so we have a better life. Happy New Year, and I will see you maybe in about a week. So long. Now if I can remember how to stop.